Hey everybody, I'm checking my equipment to make sure that we are showing up live. I do have an indicator that says we are, so happy Sunday. So my name is Tanya Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic, and I want you to think about this because this is a question that's come to me a couple of times just based on my background. What apps can I use to keep my calm in this current situation? So if you're working from home, what are some of the things that you can do to help you to mentally take a break or just maintain some calm in this time? So that's what we're going to talk about in today's live stream. And I am streaming in multiple places, but I want to give some folks a little bit of time to connect. So I'm going to share a really quick intro video and I'll be right back so we can dive into the 3 apps to help you to keep more calm. I know for some of you, if you watch that really short video clip, the intro, some of you have a household that looks just like that, where there are people jumping around in the background and there's a lot going on and you're just distracted and you're unfocused. And trust me, in this time, it is very different than any time that I've ever experienced. And I'm sure for most of you, it's the same. But one of the things to keep in mind, because of the fact that you're sharing your space with others, even others who you love dearly, it can become a distraction. It could be disruptive to all of you, to each and every one of you, as far as your social flow and just the flow of getting things done throughout the day, especially for extended amounts of time. So I know that some of you are here and you're watching live. And yes, yes, this is my line sister, Allison, the beautiful Allison. I get it. That's your house. It's our house too. It's a lot of people that are struggling with this right now. And happy Sunday to you as well, Michelle. Here's the thing, this is what I want you to know, that there are methods. We just sometimes have to be a little bit more proactive than maybe we were before to make sure we're staying sane. And it's not just us, right? It's not just those of you who are on the call that are watching, it's those around us. I mean, I have to be conscientious too about, am I creating disruption or somehow creating a distraction for my kids when they're going to be doing their homework since they start homeschooling on Monday? I have to be conscious about my husband, and is he on a different sleep schedule because of his travel in the past? I mean, all of these things are things that we have to be conscious about. Hi, Virginia. Happy Sunday. And there's Miss Marie. Love you all. Love each and every one of you. So I'm broadcasting in a couple of different places. If you're on Twitter, Periscope is the best place for you to comment, for me to actually see your comments and respond to you. Some of you are also on YouTube, and I can see your comments as well. And then those of you who are on Twitch and on various parts of my Facebook presence, feel free to say hello and let me know where you're from. So I'm going to ask you this before I dive into my own tips that I'm going to share with you. And I will do a couple of screen shares to show you exactly what these apps are and what they can do. One in particular, my favorite one, I'm going to share for last. I'm saving for last because I think that it's really going to be beneficial for you, whether you are in business for yourself at home or whatever you may be doing. If you have meetings, you do charitable causes, you're just having a meeting with another family member and you want some less disruptive silence. So we'll talk about that one last. But here's my question for you. My question for you is, do you have a favorite app or a favorite thing you're doing right now to maintain calm? Because again, we're all facing, for the first time in ever in history, I think, we're all in this situation where we are trying to adjust and find a way to live with people on a different level, right? So if that's you and you found a tool that you actually absolutely love, please feel free to share that in the comments and I will make sure to display it. Hey, Donna, it's good to see you. I'm looking for your comments. And yes, Sade. And hi, Valerie, my bestie, bestie, bestie. So she knows we know each other better than Most people, I think, we're almost twins. So some of the things I'm going to share, I know she can relate to as well. All right. So I'm looking for your comments throughout the presentation. If you've got questions, if there's something that you want to share that you feel is working for you, then do that too. And I'm going to dive in to try to answer. I'll talk to you about three different apps, and these are specifically online apps. Now, the space that I usually play in is in the video space. So I work with service providers, teaching them how to use systems to leverage more on camera video to promote their businesses. But I also have an extensive background in online productivity and all kinds of different technology. As a matter of fact, I gained the label as walking Google in my bio many years ago. I've been in business for myself for more than 10 years. And there are definitely times when a lot of my work is at home. In fact, 98% of my business, I would say, is done virtually. So I can definitely relate when it comes to working from home. If some of you, this is your first time ever doing that, and some of you, you've done it before, but never with all of the extra people in the house at the same time. So I'm going to share with you what's been working, and I want to hear from you as well if you have some tips for others who are watching, so that we can kind of support each other and encourage each other. All right. So today's topic. So if you have a calming app or something that you're using, share it in the comments. The first one I'm going to share with you, let me go ahead and do a really quick screen share. So I'm going to scooch on over. Anybody used to say scooch? Let me do this one first. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is called brain.fm. So I'll pop up the banner really quickly. And Wes, yes, this is live. I see a question from Wes. I am watching live, or you are watching live, and I am here live answering questions. And Donna says she uses an app called Calm, and she also uses aromatherapy. So please take a listen or watch for other people's comments because there's so much. Let's see, Marie also uses Calm with guided meditation and needs to get back to it. I know I ended up, this is why this topic was so relevant to me right now, because I realized I needed to go dig up a few things that I hadn't been using for a while that I thought would be helpful. So hopefully we can all share and get each other in a place where we have some level of balance and flow in spite of everything that's going on. Definitely, I've heard from people in regards to prayer and reading the Bible and all of those things too. So don't rule that out if that is your faith, but also look for other opportunities to leverage this device. We've all paid so much money for our smartphones. Leverage it as best you can. So here's the first one I'm going to share with you, brain.fm. And let me blow that up a little bit. And let me talk a little bit about what this is. And what I'm saying is brain.fm, brain.fm. This is an app that is a pretty useful piece of software. I bought it as an early adopter. So I bought it when they first came out years ago. It wasn't nearly as good as it is now, and there weren't nearly as many options as you'll find now. But the gist of this particular software is that it gives you, and I say software because you can actually use it on your desktop or you can download it to your app store, whether you're an Android or an Apple user. It's in all of those places. So you can use it online through your laptop, desktop, or a smartphone device. Now, what it's basically designed to do is to put you, it changes your mental state. Okay, that's what they say it does. And honestly, as I've used it over the years, I found that it is super helpful for this. What it can do is to help you to either shift your way of thinking to focus. If you're distracted and feeling a little chaotic, it can put you in a relaxation mode, or it can help you to go to sleep. And so you'll notice that these are the three options when you first log in. What I will say is that you want to make sure it's best if you use earphones. If you use it without earphones, you're not going to get the same effect. And they'll tell you that at the very beginning when you first log into the screen. And I think that there's a free trial if you do not have this app, because there is a fee for the app, but it's very minimal, it's very affordable. Um, The other two I'll share with you have some free options for sure. This one, when you first log in, it's going to give you a pop up that tells you you need to plug in your headphones for the best experience. So, not only does it have the focus on relaxation, focus, and sleep, and they'll give you kind of a random sound, if you will. Some of these sounds sound like music. Some of it sounds more like waves or rain or wind blowing through the trees. It's just really calming, and I absolutely love the options. The thing I use this particular one most for, and I'll show you that it has more options here. I'm actually logged in so you can see the back end of it, but notice that it has different options. So beach, forest, night sounds, rain, guided meditation, chimes, and bowls. So it's got a lot of different options. I tend to use this app most when I am in a situation where I really need to focus and I'm finding it hard and I'm becoming distracted. So if I'm sitting down and I'm trying to work on a project or put together a course or whatever it might be, I'll pop my headphones in, put this into my phone, and just have the sound going. And again, initially it will give you a particular set of sounds, but you can go in and change the sound. So if something is not really quite sitting well with you that you're listening to, you can switch it up and go to this more music option, the second tab, and choose from a number of different options here. But I do recommend you trying this one particular one out. Again, it's called brain.fm. And the next one I'm going to share with you, I won't say that it's similar, but I'll say along those same lines, if it's about really kind of keeping a sense of peace and meditating and getting into a different mindset where you're focused, then this next one, oh, boys will have. See, and look, I see a note already. Marie says the boys are already up from their nap. And so she's going to come back and listen. So that's the type of thing, that's a perfect example of when you're focused on either taking a course or you're working on a project or maybe you're on a conference call, we're going to have things pop up. This is life, right? That part is normal, but there are also other things that are happening that are not as normal. They're not part of our normal day. So, adjusting and changing and adopting new tools is what we're talking about right now. So even if these three tools are not the right ones for you, what I encourage you to do is to go out and search and find something that will help you to maintain your calm, because it is crucial, since we do not have an end in sight in terms of dates for how this is going to go. It's crucial that you take care of and protect your mental wellness, right? So let's go to the next one. I'm going to share another one with you. And again, if you have some comments, if you have questions, if you have tools that you want to share that are working for you, feel free to share those. So the next one I'm going to share with you is called Insight Timer. And so Insight Timer, some of you mentioned already that you use Calm. And Calm is an app that has guided meditations. So, Insight Timer also has guided meditations, but there are, in my opinion, there are there's thousands of them in here with different instructors. So, you really have your pick of whatever voice you like to hear, whatever style of listening that you're interested in, because they also have options for sleep, anxiety, and stress. They have courses as well. So, in addition to the meditations that are made available to you, and this is, by the way, free. So, when you sign up, this is a free app, again, for your laptop, desktop, or your smartphone device. If you're using Android or you're using Apple, it doesn't matter. Any one of those can be used with this Insight Timer. Just look up in your app store for Insight Timer. But look at all the different options. There's even an option for meditation for kids that has 480 free titles. So I strongly encourage you to take a look. As I mentioned, there's different instructors that are in here. Um, for those of you, again, who are faith-based, there are options in here as well, because I know sometimes there's not a lot of variety and diversity with some of these types of apps, but I think there's sounds and meditations for everyone. There are courses that help you to really get past your what we call monkey mind. Some of you know that term because you're familiar with NLP and you're familiar with subconscious the subconscious mind and studies around there. Look, Jennifer's sharing a tip with us too. Jennifer says she has essential oils diffusing in her home all the time. That's another excellent tip. So I'm so glad you shared that one. Um, let's see. Yes, Pat, really needs something to calm at the end of the day. And some of us right now need that calm throughout the day, right? Because it's nonstop, especially if you have younger children. Just the other day, I was working on something for work, and my daughter had her bassoon class. So she had to go and do a bassoon lesson with her tutor over Zoom. So that's not really quiet, right? But we have to find ways to be forgiving of each other's space and to allow each other to operate in the same space. And so that's again what we're talking about today. But I do love Insight Timer again because there's so many different options for. And here's one thing that's really kind of important. Let's say you only have 5 minutes, or maybe you have an hour to listen to something. You can select whatever meditation or course you'd like to participate in based on the time that you have available. So you're not stuck saying, oh my God, this thing is going 30 minutes and I only have 3 minutes to break away. You can look up different or filter out the different meditations that you choose from depending on the amount of time that you have. For those of us who have been working from home at different times in our lives, one of the things that I found also to be helpful, which I didn't put in here because it's not an app, but it's the thing you do, is taking a power nap. Now, that does not work for everyone because I think some people say that just makes me feel more tired when I wake up. For me, I can take a 10-minute nap and be up and more energized than I was before I lie down. So just think about experimenting and trying things that are new to you if you haven't tried things to help you to calm down and to get that sense of peace about you throughout the day at home with all the many other things and priorities you're juggling. I have a third and final one, and this is the one that I really wanted to share with you. And I'm also, again, checking for comments and questions if you have anything or want to know something about one of these tools. But this one, like I mentioned, is Insight Timer. This third and last one, you're going to be so happy you stayed on for because it is awesome. So let me share it with you. This one is called Crisp. And let me pull it up so that you can actually see what I'm saying. Crisp, KRISP AI. Now, I love these guys before, but I really, 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 really respected them recently when they decided on March 17th, so just a few short days ago, to open up a free plan and to drop their prices because of COVID-19. They're also doing some other things which you can find out about on their blog, but let me tell you what this app is so that you really, really understand why I love it so much. So I got to give you focus on this because I'm going to also share a personal story about it. So Crisp.ai is basically an app that allows you, it offers you the ability to be able to speak in a microphone, to talk clearly into your microphone. And what it does is it focuses on your voice and it removes all the excess noise. If there is one thing I can tell you that can be really disruptive, and you will know this if you're in a household with other people right now and working from home throughout the week or even on the weekends, you will know that there's nothing like having the extra noises in the background, right? So you have everybody on their own agenda, people having conversations, people are playing, um, what is it? They're playing PlayStation 4 is what we have downstairs. And so they get excited and they're having fun and it's great. And yes, Missy, it's an awesome app. Um, People are enjoying themselves and we don't want to thwart that. I don't want my kids to not have fun just because I'm working on a project or trying to get ready for my class or whatever it is that I might be doing. And so what messed me up, I'm going to tell you how I actually found this app, Crisp. And let me put it back up here so those of you who are watching know what I'm saying. So Crisp, KRISP.ai. The reason why I was interested in this tool at some point is because there was a time over the summer when it got really hot in Texas, like super hot. And of course, right at the height and center of the summer heat, My air conditioner upstairs where I typically record went out. And so I had to call someone in and they fixed it. But when they fixed it and it came back on, it was the loudest I have ever heard it. And we've been in our home for a long time. So it's like the sound got amplified. So every time the air conditioner would come on, it would be super loud. And I'm trying to do a video and record, and all people could hear is this, and behind my voice. And it drove me nuts. And yeah, I wanted to turn it off. I love to turn the AC off, but it was so stinking hot up here. And being upstairs, you can imagine that it was double and triple the heat that it was downstairs. And I didn't want to move all my equipment and software and everything else that I have, my studio lighting and all that stuff, to another room. I really like the space. So I ended up hearing about Crisp. They had just come out and they had a lifetime deal. And I thought, I'm all about the lifetime deals. I'm all over that. But I still didn't really quite know what it was until I tested it. And lo and behold, when that AC came on, you could hear nothing but my voice. It took all that excess sound out. If somebody else is talking or screaming in the background, they're not going to hear all of that. Your audience will hear you, but they won't hear the disruptive noises in the background. So I highly encourage you to take advantage of the fact that they are now offering it free, because they are recognizing that people are really struggling right now with being able to work from home and to not have all of the distractions, right? So if you look on the crisp.ai site, they have a blog that talks about their free tier and the reduced pricing that they have available. I believe that they're also offering a free package to students and teachers. I think that's what I saw. Yes, here it is. All students, teachers, hospital, and government workers. Yes, much needed. Worldwide get unlimited crisp for free. So if you're not falling into one of those categories, you'll get free 120 minutes a week of free noise cancellation. That's probably going to be pretty sufficient for most of us. Crisp Pro and the teams for Crisp actually cut their price by 30%. So it's $40 a year or $5 a month if you need more than the free 120 minutes a week of free noise cancellation. So I highly encourage you to jump on this. As a matter of fact, if you're wondering about, what I shared, my own personal story, there is a video in here as well where he's showing you an example of the fact that his son is like standing a few feet behind him and is making a ton of noise. He's just yelling and screaming, and you can't hear the son. You can just hear him talking on the mic. The one thing that I would definitely caution you, though, about this, because, there's never an app that works for everybody the same way. So I would definitely tell you to test it out with your particular. Yes, Lou is there. There's my Lou, my favorite. I use Chris so Rocco the pug's barking won't be heard in the background. I know. And I had two puppies. They're not puppies any longer. They're a year old. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love this too, is because it cut that noise out. It cut out the air conditioner. It cut out the kids who were playing downstairs and having, fun with PS4. So it's such a wonderful option for you. Here's what I was going to tell you, just to make sure to check it with your particular audio devices, right? Because I use a professional mic. So I use a professional mic. I know that Lou does. I know other people who are on here that are familiar with Crisp probably use a professional microphone as well. But right now, if you don't have one, it may not be the time to go out and buy, because what I'm seeing, and I know that Nancy Marmolejo, my other sweet friend and marketing genius, she was mentioning the other day that there's a lot of price gouging going on. So just be careful and don't get took, right? When you're trying to buy equipment at this moment to do videos, to do video conference calls and all of that, be careful and that you're paying something that's reasonable for the equipment. And again, you may not even necessarily need to go out and buy a microphone. If you have a good headset that you use already, try to start with what you have, is what my advice is going to be. Now I do use a in case somebody's wondering, I use a blue Yeti. So I use a Yeti microphone, Yeti. If you have questions about that, just shoot me a DM from whatever platform you're on, and I'll send you the link in Amazon. But again, just be careful in terms of pricing right now. I think I paid maybe about $60 because it was on sale, but it's usually a little over 100 to buy this particular microphone. I have several other microphones that I use. I just don't have them with me now. But if you're going to buy one or invest in one, look for something reasonably priced and use that at the moment. And then once all of this kind of goes down, and you're really thinking, hey, I'm going to do a lot more conferencing, because I believe that what's happening right now is going to change the way we do business in the future. I believe that that's coming. So it doesn't hurt to prepare yourself and to arm yourself and equip yourself to be in that new culture that you're going to experience tidbits of right now. But just make sure that you're purchasing wisely. What you don't want is a graveyard full of unused equipment and stuff that you're not ever going to pull out, and you've spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on it, especially not right now in this market. So those are just my tips for you, is try it with whatever your current audio devices are at the moment. So crisp.ai, and I will, yes, and Missy says she agrees. Yeah, I mean, we got to be conscientious about what we're putting our money right now. I have one other tip I'm seeing in here that I want to share with you all too for Calm, that is being shared by Virginia's Health Lifestyle. Before I get there, though, I will say I'm going to do a recap in a second of the different apps. If you have questions, if you have other comments about apps that you're using right now to help you to maintain calm, it's in this social distancing special series that I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure to offer resources that are going to help you to thrive in the environment that you've been thrown into, right? We all are going to have moments in time where things just still are not going to be where we want them to be, but let's do our best to be proactive and to be positive. um, okay, let's see. So Virginia had a quick note: connecting with Mother Nature and planting fruits and vegetables are really helping her out right now. So absolutely, if you have the ability to be able to go outside and to do something outside, just another calming technique. Let's see a note. This is great because we're going to be transitioning to live Bible study. Thanks so much. No problem, Pat. I have to hear about how things went this weekend for you because I know you're in our group. So I want to know how that went. All right. And let's see. I don't see any other comments right now, but I just want you to know that let's do our real quick recap. And then I want you to know that I'm thinking of all of you. I'm also praying for my family everywhere, everywhere, not just in the United States, but everywhere. I hope that all of you are going to do well in coming out of this healthy and whole. Let's see. The first tool that we talked about was Brain.fm. So Brain.fm, if you remember, that was an app that you can use on your smartphone device or on your laptop or desktop, that will help you by helping you to shift your mental state to either relaxing, sleeping, or focus. I usually use it mostly for focus time. If I really need to study something or really just, get deeply into something, I like having that in the background. Unless it's just complete silence, which I also like. Insight Timer was another one that we looked at. And Insight Timer, of course, is another meditation app. Many of you are comfortable with using Calm. And if you have Calm and you've already paid for the subscription, great. Insight Timer is a free app. You do have the ability to be able to upgrade it and to go to their premium version, which gives you more options as far as some of the courses and lengthier meditations. And then finally, and again, this is my favorite way, which is why I saved it for last, it's Crisp.ai. And Crisp is a tool that helps you to reduce and eliminate the noise around your voice. So if you're speaking into a microphone, it's capturing and focused on your voice in that microphone and not all the extra stuff that's going on in the household, which can definitely give you a little bit more, less anxiety when you have to get on a conference call or a meeting or a video with someone. So I hope that these tools will be helpful to you, and I just appreciate you coming and watching live. And for those of you that are watching the replay, please feel free to just type in hashtag replay so that I know you were here. I'll come back and check for any additional comments or questions later on. I am not doing any type of pitches today because this is really for my friends and my family, and it's all about just making sure that we reach out and support each other. If you do need information and would like to meet in regards to live streaming or learning how to put your face on camera with video, then feel free to reach out to me at getnoticedwithvideo.com. That's where I spend the bulk of my time. That's where we do training and courses and all kinds of good things. And you're so welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me be on your screen today. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time.